are really keen to improve, try and play against players better than yourself, for it is only in this way that you will be able to improve your strokes and your tactics. Although tennis may not be so much of a team game as many others, there is plenty of scope for team spirit and unselfishness when you play doubles. Remember that you have a partner on the court, and that you should work together as a pair, not as individuals. Whether you play tennis on your local courts or at the centre court at Wimbledon, it's a game that everyone can enjoy. Rules and regulations are all very well, but it's the spirit of the game that counts. And whether you win or lose, remember that it is only a game, but a very good game too.
When you're about to make a backhand drive, you must change your grip, and you must learn to do it quickly. Now the thumb is in position at the back of the handle, where it can not only push but also direct and control the racket. But by far the most important thing to remember about the backhand is to get your body out of the way of the stroke. To hold the racket in the right hand and with it hit the ball on the left-hand side of your body is an awkward stroke at the best of times. But how much more awkward is it if you stand facing the net instead of sideways as Dorothy Round does? See how far she stands back from the ball and how straight she keeps her arm. And now for the stroke in detail. The racket goes up and back, the weight is on the left foot, and at the moment of impact, the weight comes over onto the right foot while she swings her body round at the hips. Her arm is straight, the head of the racket is up, and she's got her eye on the ball. And now her body swings round still further. The weight is fully on the right foot, and the head of the racket has come round and up in a perfect follow-through, and her eye is still on the ball. That's how she achieves the perfect, smooth, easy swing that the slow-motion camera shows so well. And now watch Dorothy Round do a couple of strokes lazily, without getting into position properly. Watch how cramped she looks. Since the body position is so important in the backhand, it's also absolutely essential that you should keep on your toes all the time, moving your body to get ready for the next stroke before it comes, recovering from your backhand position in case the next one should be a forehand. It's just that extra speed on the feet that makes champions out of first-class club players. Watch how Dorothy Round anticipates each stroke, how the moment she's finished one, she's getting ready for the next. That's why it's impossible to catch her out of position. She's getting back to the center, into position again. Now she's coming up and back again. And watch that lightning footwork in close-up. These pictures are not just posed, they were taken while she was actually sending flashing backhand and forehand drives down the sideline. And because 9 out of every 10 players are weaker on the backhand than they are on the forehand, if you come up against a player better than yourself, it's 10 to 1 he'll pepper your backhand. And that's just where tactics come in. Send your strokes first to one side of the court and then to the other. Keep him on the run all the time. Keep him guessing as to where the next one will come from. And soon he'll forget all about peppering your backhand. And if a short one comes over, don't be afraid to run up to it. And then, once you've got your opponent on the run, stay up and work into position for the smash that will finish the rally. And then the next step is to practice backhand and forehand together, to get used to those lightning changes of position that are the make-up of a champion's game. And now meet another famous player, Mrs. L A Godfrey, who, as Miss Kitty McCain, was a former champion. She's a worthy opponent for Miss Dorothy Round, and they're playing an exhibition match to bring out the finer points of courtcraft, which, if you develop them, will give you just that little extra something that others haven't got. Now they're dueling on the baseline, each one watching for the opening. Now Dorothy Round is coming up, but by sheer speed and accuracy of driving, Mrs. Godfrey forces her back again. And now Mrs. Godfrey is coming up, and And here comes the stroke to the corner that finishes the rally. Mrs. Godfrey serving, and straight away she tries to run up, but Dorothy Round forces her back again with flashing drives down the sidelines. Watch Mrs. Godfrey's beautifully smooth forehand drive. And her perfect easy backhand too. And now Mrs. Godfrey is slowing the game up to try and force her opponent to make an error in a slow ding-dong struggle. But this is just the type of game that Dorothy Round revels in. And so it goes on, stone wall against stone wall. And now Dorothy Round is coming up. And here comes the kill. No, Mrs. Godfrey has got it back again, and here comes another. That's the end.